everyone, welcome to PezKnits episode 4. My name is Presley. I hope you've all been well. Today I'll be talking a little bit about what I've been working on this month and kind of what I bought and all things kind of knitting and crafting. The footage I just showed you before is from the Wool Inn in Penrith. I stopped by like really early in the month. I just dropped by. I didn't end up buying like anything major. I just ended up buying some tapestry needles that I needed, which I might show you later if I remember, but they're really good. I've used them plenty of times because I had like a little plastic one before, like a really dodgy plastic tapestry needle, and it actually snapped in half while I was using it. So I bought some new stainless steel ones with a like a cord eye, which have been really helpful. You know what? I have them right here, so why don't I show you? I have them hanging off of my project bag here. Okay, can I show you? So I have this ring that has all like my stitch markers and stuff, but there's a third one. I don't know where it's gone. Hopefully I haven't lost it, but they came in 3 sizes and they're stainless steel and they've got like a wire end, which makes it really easy to like thread through like thicker wool onto the needles. So that's been really good. So that's all I ended up purchasing from there. But the store is beautiful. I've been there multiple times, and the ladies there are really lovely. So I definitely recommend to go visit them if you're in the area. So I'm gonna start with whips. Now I've been mostly working on one project. So I made a lot of progress, but it feels underwhelming because it's just one project. So in my last episode, I was mentioning that I had bought like a huge quantity of wool so that I could knit my partner a sweater, and it's been a bit of a disaster, but I'll get into that. But I'll show you where I got up to in the first place. Ignore all of the waste yarn I have this on because I had him try it on like halfway through, so I had to take off all the needles and stuff. But here it is. Oh, what is that? Get out of here. Here, oh God, I feel like I'm blowing out the light with this. Here it is. It looks quite good on the camera. This is the single malt by Maxim. And the reason why this is a disaster is because I only just let my partner try it on. I made a size 5 and it's too freaking small. Look, it's too small. Oh God, I just showed my whole belly just then. It's too small. Like he tried it on and it was like the armpits were like too high. And so like when he put it on, the actual neckline like stretched out like to one side, and just like, this is the second time I've attempted to knit my partner a sweater and it's come out too small twice. So whose fault is it? Like fool me once, you know? And to be fair, I did do a gauge swatch and it didn't hit gauge, but then I was like, oh, I'll just make one size bigger, but it didn't work out. But the good news is that it fits me perfectly somehow. Yeah, it fits me perfectly. So when I tried it on, it like fit really well. The only thing is that like I made it really long in the bottom since my partner is like quite tall. And so obviously it's not so long that it's at my knees, but it's at a length that is weird and it doesn't look very flattering. So this is now my sweater. That's the conclusion of all this. This is my sweater now. And so now I need to shorten the bottom. You can see like it's super like long and there's like 2x1 ribbing there. I'm blowing out the camera. But yeah, so now it's my sweater now. So was this my plan all along? Maybe, I don't know. And the only other thing is like, so that's already like ruined my motivation to make it, right? Because the intention was not for the sweater to be mine. It was meant to be my partner's, and because it doesn't fit him, in my mind I'm like, oh my God, like naughty corner, like I'm not working on this anymore, but I gotta get out of that. Second thing is that I'm on Sleeve Island. As you can see, I'm working on this sleeve, but now it's for me. I really don't have that much more to go, and I'm using DPNs because the circumference is so small, and I hate DPNs. I don't mind DPNs if it's like straight stockinette, but as soon as it's like, because this is like I think it's a moss stitch, it's a seed stitch, I'm not sure, it's one of those. Oh, there you go, look at that stitch definition, beautiful. Yeah, so it's like knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, which is like really annoying to me in DPNs. Like, it's a me problem. It's a me problem, so that's why I'm like taking it really slow with these sleeves. And then I'm gonna have to unravel the bottom by like a significant amount because then I also need to like take into consideration the ribbing, which is like 7 centimeters. So I'm literally gonna have to have it and then add the 7 for it to like be a good length for me. And also, I've like lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Anyway, it's a disaster, but it looks nice. Oh yeah, what I was getting to was the mistake I made. And it's like literally dead front in the middle of the sweater. And it is the front because I've done short row. It has short row shaping on the back of the neck to raise the back of the neck. You can see there. So as soon as you wear it backwards, like you can tell because the neck is higher in the front than it is at the back. So it's not like I can just be like, oh, I'll just put the mistake in the back. No, I've made it in the front. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like, hang on. I have like a new circle light. I don't know if you can notice it. Like you can see it in my glasses and it's like literally blinding me. I don't know if that's a good idea for me to put that on. I like can't even see. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so it's like right in the front. Let's see if I can make you see it. Yeah. Do you see that? There's like, yeah. I'm sure if you can't see it, call me crazy, but it's there. Like you can see it right there in that row where it has 2 knits. So it looks like it's like broken the pattern of the. Now that I'm looking at the camera, I'm being dramatic. Like you could see it though, right? I'm not going crazy. Like right, my fingers aren't long enough. Right there, that whole line across the whole front. The pattern's been broken because I think I did 2 knits instead of like alternating knit purl. It's so obvious to me as well. So those are the 3 strikes you're out. Like I've lost motivation for this. Let me turn the fan on. Oh my God, I'm getting more passionate about this. Yeah, so like 3 strikes you're out. So I was like crazy knitting this all throughout the month. As you can see, like last month I had nothing and now I have like a whole ass sweater with like more than half of one sleeve and like one empty sleeve, which is what I've been working on it this whole time. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be finished by the time I see you guys next, but like it's a beautiful pattern. Like you can see like the raglan shaping is like beautiful, and like the actual sleeves itself as well. It has like a detail, like can you see that? It's not like it has a nice shaping, like it has, I don't know what to call this, but it's like, do you see it? Can you see it? Like right there, this line across the bottom of the arm here. Anyway, like the pattern's beautiful. It's just me not hitting gauge, ignoring gauge, making the wrong size, making a mistake on the front. It's all me. What's new? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Bit disappointing, but it's fine. Like it looks pretty. Like now that I'm looking on camera, like it looks pretty. And I'm sure like once I shorten the bottom and finish the sleeves, like I'll really like it. So that's whip number 1. Should I have stopped with whips? I'm seriously, y'all, like what the hell? Like this is episode 4. I'm like getting a little confused. I don't know if I normally start with whips. Anyway, I had a coffee. And now I'm like jittery and all over the place. I'm just gonna keep going. So I have been working on some socks for myself. I finished one of the socks here. These are the Weekend Shorties by Summerlee Co. I finished this one sock this week. I had this as a whip like 2 episodes ago. And I've casted on the next sock. It's just the exact same. These are my 3rd pair of socks from this pattern. I made 1 pair for each of my grandmas, and then this one is for me. Very cute. This main color is a Secret Sock Society sock kit from the Australian Wool Store. And the heels and just the heel, that was a part of that kit as well. And then all these other colors are just like scraps I had lying around, which this pattern's really good for because it's got different sections and you can just like throw in the tiny little balls of sock wool that you have left over from other things, which is why I kind of went crazy and knitted 3 pairs of these socks. So yeah, I've been working on that. They're super quick. Like I finished this sock like in 2 days because I'd already had like, before I had just like this and the heel and that was it. And then I did the rest of this week and I casted this on like the second one on 2 days ago and started it, and I'm up to the heel flap. So that's been good. I'm going to Melbourne over Easter, so this is going to be like the project I take to work on. I won't do it in the car because I get car sick really easily, but I mean like while I'm over there in Melbourne, this will be like my travel project. So I've been working on that, and I'm like a little crazy, but I literally casted this on yesterday. I don't know what made me do this. I just like had some weird impulse. It's probably because I knew I was going to film this today, and I was like, I want to show something new. Like, I want to show something new. I have nothing new. So I casted this on. Let me show you what it is. I have the pattern on my laptop, so I might open it up to show you what it is. But this is what I've got so far. Ooh. Let me lean in closer. This is what I got so far. It's like a asymmetrical kind of like triangle shawl. I'll put a picture on screen because I'm sure you can tell. I'll put it on screen. I don't know where, but I'm sure you can tell why I liked it. It's because it had like fringe. And that like, it's like literally like a normal triangle shawl with fringe. And I was like, the fringe shawl sold me. But it's also got like different paneling. It has just straight stockinette paneling, which is what I'm up to. You can see that there. And then it has like eyelets, like sections, which also really appealed to me. And also the second reason why I chose it is because I had this lace yarn just like lying around. And I actually purchased this yarn from the Morris and Sons store in Melbourne. And I just bought it out of impulse just because I liked the colorway, and it's called Log Cabin. You can see it's knitted up like quite really interestingly. Like I really like how, I can't explain it. Like it's like, it's not obviously not stripy, but it has like little lines of each of the colors that are popping up there, which I really like. I have the tag here. It's the Manos del Uruguay. I've had trouble with this brand of wool before saying it wrong. Manos del Uruguay, Marina. I have the tag there. And yeah, this is the colorway Log Cabin. And I think I mostly got it because its meterage was 800. And I was like, and because it's lace, like obviously it takes more, like more of it to get 100 grams, which is what this is. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I was like 800 like meters. I can make anything out of this. It just, I like, as you can see, like I had it like this, like I de-skeined it and I wound it up, and it was just sitting in here like this forever. I attempted to make a ranunculus with it, but I was just having lots of trouble with it. I think because of like what the needle's called for, which was like a 6mm needle with like this, such a thin wool, was like really difficult for me. And so I just like left it in my stash, but I only just picked it up yesterday. I made quite good progress, but the pattern I'm making, sorry, I'm unlocking my computer over here. The pattern I'm making is called Virevolte. Oh, sorry, Volte. Sorry, Virevolte, and it is by Lisa di Fruscia. Y'all, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll show you, since I have like the picture right here, I'll show you. It's a free pattern, so like I'm just showing you this. Like it's available on Ravelry, so I'm not giving anything away in the pattern, but there it is. Really pretty. Like hopefully I'll have enough yarn left over for the fringe, because the actual, like the pattern says 800 meters exactly, and then they were like, that includes the fringe, so hopefully I'll have enough. But yes, I have to do, like, you know, I don't know if you've ever done like this kind of shawl before, where you start really tiny. You start on this end, and then you keep on increasing to make the triangle bigger. I have to do that until this is 175 stitches. This is in lace weight, so it's gonna take a really long time. But it's good because it's like, it doesn't take that much brain power. Like this is a TV knit for sure, and I'm really enjoying like the. Oh, sorry. I just dropped it. Anyway, I'm really enjoying the colorway, so it's keeping me entertained, even though it's just like increasing and just stockinette. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna bleep myself out there. I'm just bringing some technical challenges to this video. Okay, so that's what I've been working on. A little bit of everything, a little bit of sweater, a little bit of sock, a little bit of shawl going on. I'll move on to finished objects. Yes, finished objects. I just have one. I'm so lame. But it has a funny story to it. So this is a cowl I made, and this is going to be for my grandfather. My grandparents live in Melbourne, which is why I'm visiting them in Easter. And so I had those socks for my grandma, so I made this for my grandfather. And here it is. You may recognize like these colors. This is like the same kind of yarns I made that poncho with in my previous video. If you haven't seen that, you can look at, I think it was episode 2. You can check out episode 2. I use the same yarns in this. So I've got like I have some merino here. I have some fiber from a dog sled facility in Alaska. My mom got this from me from that. I've got alpaca, which is this brown, some 100% wool. Again, some the dog sled wool. It came in 2 colors, this aqua color and like this tan color. And then if I turn it inside out, I've got some hand spun alpaca here as well. So yes, you can see it's just like a connected cowl, but it's also like double layered, if that makes sense. Like, can you see, like, so it's like folded over. So I knitted a really big rectangle in the round, and then I got the 2 ends and I sewed them together. So it's like this folded over cowl kind of situation. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. I'll put it on for you. Like, it's cute and it's like super warm. And the idea is that because my grandpa, he does like a lot of gardening, the idea is that he would wear this while he's gardening and there's like nothing hanging off of him. It's just like boom, like on his neck, and there's nothing like in his way. Wow, it looks really cute. Like, especially with this jumper, I feel like the color matches with this cowl. Anyway, the funny story with this, I'll try and find the pattern name, but it was totally my fault. So I downloaded this pattern from Ravelry for free, and it was a cowl, and it was really similar to this. I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can. I thought that it was in the round like this, in the round where my stitches are here, and the hole that the stitches made would be my head going into the hole. And it asked to cast on only like 52 stitches. And I'm like, 52 stitches in a round, that's not going to fit anyone's head. So I like doubled it and did like 110, I think. And I started knitting, you know, happy-go-lucky, started knitting, like didn't look that closely at it. And then I realized that the pattern was knitting it this way, so that you're starting here, you're knitting here, and the stripes would go like this way around. And so you weren't knitting the actual circumference of the scarf, you were knitting the height of the scarf. And then you would fold it over and then do a Kitchener stitch to graft the 2 ends together, like a tube this. Okay, here we go. So it was asking to make a tube this way, but I made a tube like this way. So it's like the whole thing is a tube going this way. Y'all, I'm sorry. Anyway, it was completely wrong. That's my point. I made it completely wrong, and I was way too far in. I was like literally like 1 repeat of the colors in. So halfway through, when I realized, hang on, like I'm knitting this completely wrong. And I was like, that's okay. Like, I'll just somehow figure out how to sew the 2 ends together to make a cylinder, like a folded over cylinder like this. But I had no idea how to do that. And I was like, I'll just figure it out as I go. Typical me. And, ooh, I'm like looking at this. I'm like, what's going on here? And so I got up to where I got up to at the end, and I was Googling all on YouTube to see if there was any like tutorials on how to like graft this kind of thing together. And I was able to find tutorials on like 2 tubes going this way, but not like a tube going within itself and going like I have this and this going here, not this and this here. I hope I'm being clear. Anyway, so I ended up making it up. I did a, it was Kitchener stitch. I always get Kitchener stitch and, what's that cast off called? It starts with a C. I did it with my cardigan, for the cuffs. Anyway, I did one of those, and I kind of made up as I went. So I just acted like the sock, like there was the outside, there was an inside, and so I behaved like the stitches. I should have filmed it while I was doing it, because there was no video on the internet showing how to do it. But like, if you know what I'm talking about, if you know how Kitchener works, you know what I'm talking about, where you have the stitches in the front, the stitches in the back, and you just get the tapestry needle and you go knit on, purl off, purl on, purl off, and you just do that, and it's the exact same way. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You can Google, like, you can YouTube it. There's heaps of tutorials on how to use it, and I feel like you can use it all in all different kinds of ways, which is what I use this for. Anyway, that's the edge I ended up with. Like, it's pretty seamless. Like, you can see, that's like, I would have knitted it down here, but it's like really beautifully, like really seamless. And that's kind of like what the technique is. There's no seam. And it's used mainly like in socks, like the toe of the socks. I used it on this, like for this as well. Like you can see like on the toe, you can see there's like no seam. It's like a really good technique. I would recommend it. I know it's like, it is like more trouble than it is to just do a traditional bind off, but especially with socks, when you don't want to feel that seam at the end of your toe, it's like a really good technique. What am I going on about, y'all? Hopefully that made sense. So yeah, I'll be giving that to him in Melbourne. I think the colors came out really pretty. It's very like graphic, which I like. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, I'm gonna go to Stash-quisitions now. I'm just running on through this. So I might show you some footage before I show you in person. I have purchased a mystery skein from Lily and Maude. I have it in front of me, that's why I was looking at it. From Lily and Maude, which is I think they're based in Lithgow, in New South Wales. And yeah, I purchased their International Women's Day mystery skein, and it was a skein that was specifically dyed for International Women's Day 2023. And some of the funds, I don't know what the percentage is, maybe I'll put it on screen. They were donating like a portion of their profits to a women's focused, women's rights charity. So that really appealed to me. So I purchased one and I got it in the mail. So I'll show you that footage there. Enjoy. Okay, so I received my package from Lily and Maude, and this is their International Women's Day mystery skein. So I have no idea what this is gonna look like, so I thought I'd open it on camera. So let's open this up.
I'm not gonna look at it, I'm just gonna take it out and then so you guys can see first.
Oh, it's wrapped up. Oh, how nice! Look at this packaging with the sticker. Beautiful. Oh, just before I undo it, the colors for International Women's Day is purple, green, and white. So I know what the colors is going to be. I just don't know what it's going to look like. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness! Look how beautiful this is. I see a little touch of green here. Maybe once I unfold the skein, I'll be able to see it more. But this purple color is so beautiful, so vibrant. Oh my goodness. International Women's Day 23. How beautiful. Wow, it's like a really fat skein, like really squishy, and it feels like quite hefty. Is it 100 grams? It must be. Anyway, I think that's all that should be in here, but I better check just in case. Yeah, so there you go. So beautiful. Okay, so that was very exciting. I love mystery skeins. Like, it's not good. Like, it's always really fun to just open them and you don't know what they're gonna look like, which is why I'm addicted to them. So I have it here. It's not what I was expecting at all. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, but this is like way more sophisticated than I was expecting. But I've seen her like skeins that she's dyed before, and they're very much like earthy tones, nothing really that bright. But this is quite bright. Like, what am I talking about? This is quite bright, but I feel like in like more of a sophisticated way. So the colors for International Women's Day are white, purple, and green, like I mentioned in the clip. So I knew it was going to be those colors, and I love purple, I love green. So I was like, why not? And so, oh, I've like unraveled it a little bit. Here it is. You're probably thinking, like, I said in the film, I was like, where's the green? But it's like, I think it's like hidden in the skein. But it's like this beautiful army green. I love that. Like, I feel like that's where the sophistication comes in. Like, it's not some sort of like floral green. It's just like a really nice mossy green, which I really like. So yes, this is going to go into stash. Like, I don't know particularly what I'm going to do with this. And I feel like that's the danger of mystery skeins. Like, you just like get it. You look at it and you think it's really pretty, and then you just like put it on the pile and you forget about it. But what does Stephen West always say? He's like, collecting yarn is a hobby. If you know how to knit, like, that's a plus. Like, so I'm just sticking with that. Yeah, it's very beautiful. Like, I highly recommend her shop. It was sent really, like, you saw how it was packaged. Like, it was very, like, well packaged and protected. So I was really happy with that. I'm really happy how that turned out. Okay, one last thing. I mentioned in my previous episode that I saw a girl use her scraps, similar to what I have when you're sewing in your ends, and you just, like, snip off the little bit left. And there's, like, it's not enough to knit with, but it's like you don't want to throw it away, which is what's happened to me. I've like hoarded all of these ends and just chucked them in this kimchi jar because I didn't know what else to do. And I saw a girl on Instagram, she like used the scraps to do a latch hook rug, which is where like you have like a grid and then you have like the hook and then you hook it to make a rug. And my mom heard me talk about that, and it's so weird. Like, she found one in like a Vinnie's, in like a op shop, and she bought it for me for $4. And here it is. I haven't had a chance to try it, but like this one is like specifically for this sunflower pattern. But I won't do that. I'll do like either random. I was thinking doing it just random, like either picking random colors from here and just like doing it, or like color coordinating this and then making stripes. But I'm like, that sounds like too much trouble. Maybe I'll just do it random. But this comes with all of these colored yarns. Like, I'll try and open it. It comes with all of like these yarns. Like, look, that's like one little packet of yarn that you use, and it comes with the pattern and everything. And here's like the grid. I won't open it up because it's like a bit. But there's a grid, and it has, like, the sunflower pattern, like, printed on it. So, yes, I haven't had a chance to do that, but, like, I want to. And it comes with a hook. Maybe I'll show you that. I used to do this when I was younger. I was acting, like, in the last video that I'd never heard of it before. I did. I just, like, it didn't occur to me, like, that I'd done it before until I saw this. And I was like, oh, I've done this before. But here's, like, the hook. This little arm, like, helps you, like, pull the loop through like the end through the loop of the yarn. I'm really bad at explaining things, I'm sorry. But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna do that so I can make a rug with all my leftover ends. Okay, I think that's literally all I have for you guys. A bit of a weird one, I feel. Every time I record these, I feel like I'm talking for like 2 seconds and then it's done. And then when I review the footage, I was like going on and on for like about half an hour, which is like perfect timing. So that's probably what's happened here. Yeah, so I hope you have enjoyed that, and I'll just keeping on knitting. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye.